The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for joining us. Kailan International Investment Group is not giving up on its proposed multi-billion-dollar project earmarked for East Grand Bahama. Earlier this week, the nation's leader told members of the media that he has yet to see proof of funding for the massive project. Tonight, a key player in the proposed mega development says he's optimistic that the application will meet all of the government's requirements. Sabrina Brown reports.
Imagine we have an airport on Grand Bahama Island that can take the largest aircrafts in the world today. And imagine Grand Bahama being linked up with Europe, with Asia, with China. Imagine we link up with South America, Central America, Mexico, the Caribbean.
Senior Vice President with the Kailan International Group, Kenneth Russell, says that's what the conglomerate will bring to Grand Bahama if the Blackwood Point project is approved for East End. The developers are still awaiting the green light from the government, and Russell says although funding is in place for the $6.3 billion investment, the group is willing to provide whatever additional information is needed by the government.
We have the funding, but as the Prime Minister said, that because of the government's policies and procedures and whatnot, he has to be certain, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this money is in place, because this is a very large project.
Russell just returned from Antigua, and he's clearing the air on speculations that the Kailan Group is moving the proposed East End project to that Caribbean island.
The Kailan Group is not thinking about taking their Grand Bahama project anywhere. We have always had a plan to do multiple projects on multiple islands in multiple countries. Now, one of our problems was where all this money is kept. They are saying to us, look here man, you guys start spending this money. So we decided that it was supposed to then get started in Bahamas first, then go to these other countries. So we decided, let's move the other countries up while we're working in the Bahamas.
If approved, the Blackwood Point project will be the largest in the region and will employ some 16,000 people in the construction phase alone.
And just imagine that continues, and when the project is finished, we're going to hire another 10,000 persons to work for us. We have a number of manufacturers that will be responsible for probably another 5,000. We have the straw market, which will be about 1,200. We have all of the private stores on the premises, which will be another 1,000 or 2.
He says Kailan has already started to put systems in place to support the proposed mega development.
We're not asking the government to help us get flights here. We already spoke with Air France. We already had them here. They met with Mr. Darwell upstairs. And Air France is ready to go. They're ready to work with us. We have a number of aircrafts that we have already, and we have some on order. Because we believe in this project, we believe it's going to go. So we're already way ahead of the curve.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Now, once again, Prime Minister Perry Christie says he has yet to see where the money is coming from to fund such an enormous project, and he says his government is not prepared to compromise any of the requirements for potential investors. There has been a delay in the introduction of the controversial value-added tax system. The tax has been pushed back to January to allow for greater consultation. A tourism-based organization is getting ready for the implementation of that by engaging in dialogue. Joan Davis-Frohl reports.
It is a fact that the Bahamas will get VAT. It was a topic of discussion recently as top executives of the Bahamas Hotel Association held a meeting of the minds to discuss, among other issues, VAT's pending introduction. Officials say the value-added tax will be a part of the government's revolutionary tax reform to assist in offsetting the country's growing debt and fiscal challenges. The question now is, what impact will VAT have on our number one industry? President of BHA Stuart Bowe says the organization is taking a proactive approach to VAT.
Readiness is what we're focusing on in BHTA. The Prime Minister has already given the rate. Obviously, there are other items that we will discuss to try and clear up before we get going. But we have a huge opportunity and a huge job right now of getting Family Island hotels, Grand Bahama hotels, and Nassau hotels ready to implement and execute the VAT tax.
While that will result in a tax increase, Bo says getting increased value for money is also a major concern. I think it will negatively impact what we do now. There's certain things called a room tax, other taxes associated with a visit. Do you think this will have an adverse effect on our tourism product and attracting more tourists here?
Well, price is definitely important to tourists that come to the Bahamas, and we've proven that through various research methods. But what is also as important is it will certainly influence us to raise the level of customer service, because VAT is coming, and it's more important at this point that we are ready for VAT. So this person's having to pay more in some cases. Whenever more is paid, more is expected, and that's where we come in with the service product.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Their aim is to accelerate wealth creation through cooperatives. The credit union movement in the country has been around for decades and is about to celebrate a major achievement. Tonight, Sabrina Brown tells us more about the role credit unions play in the Bahamas.
The cooperative movement was established in the Bahamas 40 years ago as a means of people helping people. Credit unions across the Bahamas are planning a massive gathering on Grand Bahama on July 12th in observance of this major milestone. The Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union is spearheading the efforts. Director John Sands Jr. says the cooperative movement has evolved tremendously over the years.
They started out with a very small membership and with assets probably in the thousands. Today, the membership exceeds the tens of thousands here in the country, and the assets are in the millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. So credit unions have been very successful in helping other people because the members are the owners of the credit union.
Sands says because credit unions have made such a significant impact in the Bahamas, the government has taken steps to regularize this sector of the financial services industry.
The government has seen fit to put before Parliament new laws that will regulate this industry because the industry has become so large and so extensive. And in fact, along with this, the government of the Bahamas is also seeing fit to bring the credit unions under the umbrella of the Central Bank of the Bahamas, ensuring that the protections that we've given to the persons that are part of the movement continues to be there and is extended.
General Manager at the Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union, Pauline Gardner, says financial education is a key component of the business.
For our members, when they come in for a loan, whether it's loan for education, debt consolidation, whatever the loan is, we sit with them. We offer, we give them guidelines as to how best to control their total debt consolidation. We go through the whole process. What you should save, how much you should spend on what.
Operations Supervisor Kimberly Russell says their promotion of financial wellness has helped countless Bahamians to achieve their goals.
We've helped persons go to university. We've helped open businesses. We've, gotten you out of scrapes with debt consolidation. We've given you credit cards so that you can travel at your leisure.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
It is a global initiative that focuses on ideas worth sharing, and it is coming to Grand Bahama. The organization TEDx, which stands for Technology, Entertainment and Design, has hosted over 10,000 events worldwide as participants are encouraged to have their ideas presented on its YouTube channel, which currently has over 1.3 million subscribers. TEDx Grand Bahama will be held this coming Saturday at the Pelican Bay Hotel. Co-organizer Katarla Taylor says a number of speakers will make short presentations. She explains how the event works.
The speakers, they have no more than 18 minutes to essentially pitch you an idea. they've got a single concrete idea to pitch to you and explain to you why they think it's an idea worth sharing, why they think it will impact the community. Following each of their individual talks, there will be a moderated panel discussion by Dr. Crystal DeGregory, at which point the audience has the opportunity to interact with the speakers, to question them further about their ideas, to propose their own ideas. And so it's just to spark connections and to get a dialogue going so that people can understand and say, wait, I do have an idea, my idea is valid, and Bahamians will begin more and more to voice these ideas and put them into practice because we have the ideas, we're just creating a platform for them to be shared.
The speakers include an international human rights lawyer, a lecturer, an international development professional, a farmer and a historian, and educational consultant. Taylor explains why this gathering is so important.
The videos are freely available. You've got billions of people that now have access to it versus times in the past where you had to be in the room or you had to be able to pay a fee in order to hear these ideas that have the potential to impact communities and individuals' lives. So that's basically why it's so important. And a gentleman was explaining to us that he's having a summer camp based entirely around one of the ideas that he learned about by watching a TED Talk video several years ago. So Bahamians are already applying and being taught by ideas shared at TED and TEDx. So we're now bringing it to Grand Bahama so that we can participate in sharing ideas, so that maybe in a camp on the other side of the world, someone will be taking ideas shared by Bahamians to teach their own students.
Taylor says she is hopeful that Grand Bahamians will support this event. TEDx Grand Bahama will be held this coming Saturday at the Pelican Bay Hotel at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. A nonprofit organization that aims to make a positive impact on the lives of young girls in the community, closing out its program for the summer with a special retreat. The program has been in place for 3 years and mentors the girls in various social and spiritual issues. Young girls along with their mentors came together for a final bonding night as they break for the summer session. Rachel's Daughters Mentoring Girls organization hosted a celebratory retreat this weekend where guests were brought in to give the young girls a final message to carry them through the summer. Founder and director Beverly Mather says the organization aims to instill positive values and to be an heir to young girls.
This year would make our 3rd year of having our retreat, so we just hope and pray that as they leave us this weekend, this will be a time of remembering, that they will always remember this retreat. We look forward to it. This weekend, we are also planning on having God's young one, Gio, who will come and share with them. We have one of our community nurses, Ms. Ania Simonet. She is coming to talk to the young girls on teenage pregnancy and sex and its consequence, and we are looking forward to that.
The organization caters to females ages 8 through 21 and mentors them on various topics. Members say they have seen growth and feel more confident since joining the group.
Rachel's Daughters helped me since I've joined. It helped me to improve my self-esteem and it helped me to realize that I need to stay pure until marriage.
It has affected me by allowing me to like stand for what I believe in and what God wants me to believe in, and to stay true to who I am. Don't follow anybody, be myself, be different, stand out.
Well, they talk about God and they talk about some people inside of the Bible, and it helps us and encourage us to build more self-esteem, as in not to look down at us or whatever people say about us, as in to don't take it as bad, always smile even though they may hate on you or discourage you, always trust God and believe Him.
It has affected me in many ways, but mostly good, because they have built my self-esteem. They've been like with me through things that was what I was struggling with, and like they are family, like a next family to me, they sisters.
Assistant Director Madeline Stubbs said they are not just an organization for wayward young girls, but rather a family unit where they can grow and bond with each other.
Peer pressure alone, I'm telling you, it's so vast in our community. You know, everyone wanting to be someone other than themselves. And so this is a time that we can sit alone with them and we can talk one-on-one with them. We can bond more closer. Even though we close out for the summer,
but it leaves a lasting impression and impact on the young ladies.
Rachel's Daughters currently has 68 active young ladies. Stay with us. Ricardo Lightburn comes your way next with sports.
Everybody, welcome to Sports and Ricardo Lightburn. Tonight, I dedicate this one to Fletcher McIntosh, who still has the belief that his Miami Dolphins will beat somebody this season. Fletcher, I do love you. Officials, Bahamas Olympic Committee hosting and boasting about the successful Grand Bahama Youth Games, and the youth ambassadors talking smack. Not only are they featured in various sporting disciplines, but they have got a lot to talk about. Let's go to Joan Davis Show for an update on how this is now the BOC calling card.
Executives of the Bahamas Olympic Committee impressed with the caliber of athletes here on Grand Bahama. The recent Youth Olympic Games giving executives of the BOC a first-hand view that Grand Bahama athletes got game. BOC Executive Robert Butler.
But the talent that these guys have here in basketball is just unbelievable. I did not expect this. I didn't expect the attitudes that they have on the court. You know, it's just almost like they're professionals, that they're acting in a really professional manner. So that's an excellent thing to see.
What do you hope we will be able to take sports to another level, where soccer, basketball, obviously the overall goal of the organization is to advance sports throughout the country?
Definitely. I used to teach in the U.S., teach martial arts in the U.S. We've got such great potential. The athleticism of the kids that we have in the country, in my opinion, surpasses the American kids. Unfortunately, we don't have the opportunities that, you know, the bigger countries have. We've got to find ways to give these kids the opportunities that they deserve, definitely. And I think in the long run, that will produce a lot more athletes for the CAC Games, for the Olympics, or Pan American Games, and even small tournaments just here and there.
For years, opportunities for athletes have been Nassau-centric, and now Butler says that must change.
We do need to get out of the capital, Nassau, and you know, look into the other options of the islands, because granted, Nassau has the majority of the people. I still think that if we go into the islands, we can get more athletes. You know, the government and all the other entities need to build the infrastructure on some of these islands, because it's not easy for a lot of kids to come into Nassau, to leave their parents in the islands, to live in Nassau, to train in Nassau, and all this kind of stuff. You know, they miss home, and so on. If we need to look into these avenues and start doing a little bit more for the islands, definitely, because the talent is there.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Total Sports.
Well, folks, the 5th annual Anglican Men Golf Tournament is actually this coming Saturday. That's the 5th. It's going to be the Reef Golf Course coordinator Dennis Curry is inviting all the parishioners, as well as men, women, both young and old, to come out and support it. It's a yearly event in the Anglican Church calendar, and guess what? You could win a car with some luck.
It's a medal play, stroke medal play, and it's going to be held, as I said, as a shotgun start. It's going to be held Saturday morning. We're asking the juniors, especially the juniors, come out and participate. And if we can get some ladies, we would appreciate the ladies also. We're also going to have, the format is going to be a stroke medal play, and it's going to be the regulars, the mid-amateurs, the seniors, the legends, and the super seniors. We are going to have a 2014 IND car that Quality Order graciously allow us to have as a hole-in-one that's going to be held on the 17th hole. That in itself should allow people to come and participate and join the tournament. If they are lucky, they'll be happy to win this IND.
Well, after the tournament, Curry says refreshments and fellowship will be available at the Church of Ascension. And registration is going to be $65 for you guys who think you're lucky enough, because you're going to be helping those unfortunate people in the community. And that's what the Anglican do, help people.
What we do is we have a Meals on Wheels that we go around to people who are in need, and we try to give them at least once a month things that they need and what we can help with that. So that is helping the community by allowing them to have something hot to eat, or some meals that they can have in their cupboard. At the moment, things around Grand Bahama is so very, very depressed. So that'll cheer up people who are in need of that at the moment.
And don't forget, folks, that you got to register, and you need to do so very quickly tomorrow between 5 and 7 up there at the Reef Golf Course. Also, the Grand Bahama Flag Football League are completing week 11 of play at the Plex. It was Freeport Alliance. They are now 9-0, folks, with the 14-6 rout of the Bahama Rock Excavators. The Freeport Container Port Stackers shut out the Barco Oil 6-0, and the Police Enforcers, they defeated the Sands Bears 14-6. Zorbas Destroyers, they got a pretty good one as well, a 3-0 win over the GB Shipyard. Let me tell you what the Runners and Cruisers did on the weekend. An interesting one. The Westminster Runners and the Brad Cruisers on the field, and both teams are talking smack. The Cruisers with the pigskin and also reverting to the run. The Runners can do just that, and a defense to boot. Flag football has a fan base, and week 11 was no different. Flag football is a game of runs, and Brad had the air game going, and they cashed in. Westminster playing under 500 ball and needed to play smart and take what the Cruisers defense gave. In the air, the Runners actually found a reason to smile and some good looks at the end zone. Sunday at the Plex was worthwhile. The Cruisers and the Runners, they gave fans a prime time moment. 23-13, the Runners sitting on the lead in the ball game. The Westminster Runners in the fourth quarter went to work and used every weapon, the small backs and the tight end, to hold on for the win. As far as the ladies, they also played. The B&B Galaxy Shockers taking on the Playtime Sports Invaders. The Shockers simply shocked everyone, utilizing the pass and the reception. When the game was not there in the air, the Shockers on the ground and some positive yards. Guess what? The kicker to the game, B&B Shockers with the ball. First and goal, the nice little hitch pass, and that's a touchdown. Playtime Sports Invaders escape with a 14-13 win over the Shockers and still looking for that first win. The Invaders moved to 4-2. The Shockers are lowly 0-6. The Lady Police Enforcers shut out the High Rock Stingers 25-zip, and they are 7-1 on the season. The Stingers dropped to 0-6 and not looking good at all. And yes, folks, the B&B Shockers got close. They didn't win the game yet, and they cut Megan Shepard. My goodness, how could you cut the youth ambassador from the ladies football team? That's sports.